Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We are on the Alfa, and this time we have our new turbo. Our turbo manifold business right here. So we're going to look at getting this fitted today. So without any further ado, make sure you obviously like this video and you subscribe for more awesome videos. And I'll compare this video to this turbo to the old one and show you what was knackered. And then we can go ahead and start rebuilding it and cleaning out the bits that we need to get it rebuilt. So let's get the camera in. Hey guys, one more thing I wanted to say to you before we continue with this video is some of you may have noticed, and some of you have noticed, that underneath this video is not so much an advertisement, but it's merchandise being sold on behalf of me by Teespring. So on there we've got Bluudys garage hoodies, t-shirts, socks, mugs with our branding on, my branding on, and I'll be adding new designs and stuff like that as we go along. So some of you has already seen it and you've been buying some of the stock already, which is awesome, and thank you very, very much for the guys that's doing it. The best bit is I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to deal with like the packaging or like that. It's all done by Teespring, which is an external company. They get the orders and they send it all out, so it's absolutely amazing. If you guys want to check it out, just click on any of the stuff that's below this video. They're on all my videos now, and go and take a look. Thank you very much guys for your support as always. Let's continue with this video. The light went out. So here we have our very knackered and worn turbo manifold. This is the one that we removed in the last video. And as you can see, just about see, the fins are silver facing you. That's because it's been grinding and it shouldn't move like that or make noises. Still got the actuator attached. I've left it attached because the new one has come with one. I just need to put the cap back on and whatever else I need to do. So here is the refurbished manifold. Nice clean inside the turbo. And go to the intake side on this one. No movement at all. A nice silent spin as well, which is freaking awesome. Got the same amount of fins. 1, 2, 3, 5 fins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fins. So different amount of fins on that turbo, but it is supposedly the same turbo, so it must be a different core. Either way, it should do the job for us. It's got the right part numbers on it. I'll flip it up. You can see there that we've got the actuator on and everything looks like new. But this is a remanufactured turbo, so it's been rebuilt and re-coated and all that business. A normal new turbo would cost about 600 to 700, 800 quid. That was £228 plus another £120 surcharge, which I will get back when I send that one back to them. So make sure you send it back to them. Right, so let's start cleaning. Well, I don't need to show you the bits. I'm going to start cleaning up all the pipes and stuff like that I had previously, and then we can go ahead and look at getting them fitted back on. So I've started rebuilding what I can. So I have got the cat on, but loose, but tight enough that it's not going to fall off. I've got the oil return pipe, the EGR pipe which goes on there, that way, like that. I'm just putting these on because I can, because it's on the bench and it's going to be nice and easy. Yeah, it's just going to make life a little bit easy. Just want to show you that it comes with a new gasket set for the EGR. That's for the actual turbo manifold itself going on. That's for the oil feed, although I think they should provide you with 2. That's definitely only 1, which I'll get another one of them. Yeah, definitely get another one of them. And that is for the oil return, just goes on there. Yes, I'm using some crappy gloves just to keep the freaking oil off my hands, and then I'll use the proper gloves in a bit. Actually, I need to get some proper nitrile gloves because these are pathetic. But they're still keeping my hands clean. So I'm just going to continue rebuilding this up, and then we'll be able to hopefully put it back in the car. So the turbo is built up as much as possible on the bench. I've left the bung in to protect any dirt getting in the top for the time being. That's still loose, but the EGR pipe is tight, the oil return pipe is tight, and for the first time ever, my missus on video, but you can only just see her sulking. She is going to help me I'm going to lift the turbo up from the bottom, put it on the studs, and she's going to put a nut on it so it doesn't drop off. That's what I'm going to do now. But not on camera, because you can't really see a lot. I'll be honest, you can't see nothing. I can't mount it so that you can see anything. So you don't have to run away with your hands. We had the female mechanic on the channel putting the studs on. So there's two, I say studs, putting the nuts on at the top. So there's two nuts just there holding the turbo in place now. But the pipe's lined up. That EGR pipe isn't necessarily lined up, but hopefully I can bend that up later on and sort that out. But everything else is in place. I've just got all the bolts to do now. I'm not going to show you on camera, but I will leave this bit of footage in. So people know I'm telling you. She doesn't want to be on camera, guys. But that's what the new turbo will look like once, well, you're not to be able to see it when I finish. It'll have all its heat cover on. Turbo's in, start it up. It's now another day because I've been doing this in the evenings after work, and with a bit of luck I'll be able to get the rest of the car built back up today and get the turbo fitted fully and started. So I'm going to carry on, connect everything back up, and I will update you as we go along. I've just put the EGR pipe on that clamp just down there, which was a pain in the ass to do. I'm now going to do the oil feed, and I've got two new copper washers, one to go above it and one to go below. The reason why it's copper is because it's going to squash and become nice and tight and make a really good seal. So I'm going to put that on now. So I'm pretty much at the point now where I think I can do this right in my head. If I disconnect the plug on the common fuel rail there, that will stop fuel getting into the cylinders, that will stop them from firing, so I can crank over the car to get oil through the oil feed, through the turbo and back out the other side, so it gets full of oil, nice and lubricated, and then I can connect that back up and then try and start it. So I've left some things off, like this pipe here, just in case I need to get to anything, as you can see, but I put the bottom hose on, so obviously the intake at the moment will be down there. We're probably going to throw a code because there'll be no airflow through the meter, but I'm not really fussed because I can reset it. But the meter is plugged in, the lambda sensor is plugged in because I've just plugged it in there. I'm just going to get the battery, sit the battery loose on here. I'm not going to bother sticking any of the trays in because I want to know if there's any blows or anything like that. Everything's as tight as it can possibly be that I've done so far. I think we're about ready to try and connect the battery and see if we can breathe some life back into it. So I'm gonna go and get the battery. I love my Alfa. So a couple of things first. I've got fresh oil and fresh oil filter, which I'm gonna put after this. I'm hoping it's gonna start up and it's gonna run and it's gonna be fine. Then I'm gonna drop the oil once it's fine, and then I'll refresh it all with new oil and filter, mainly because I don't know what the oil is that's inside the turbo that they've come with it, and that's obviously draining to the sump. So get some oil running around it so it's lubricated, make sure it sounds alright when it idles, maybe a little rev just to make sure I can hear it spinning up, and then shut it off, and then I'll be able to drop the oil, change the filter, and everything will be nice and clean and new and fresh. So here we go, we're going to do this together all at the same time. That rail is disconnected. I'm hoping this will work the way I want it to work. I'm about to connect the negative lead on, and I'm ready to turn the alarm off in case it goes off. So it might get loud if it does. So, promising sign. So it should not fire. Should not fire. I hope it doesn't fire. So, key in. Smells like dog in here. Key in. Foot on brake. Go. That's good. Stop. I'm going to do it once more. And stop. I'm quite happy now that oil would have gone round gone round the pipe and would have dropped through the turbo and dropped back out. Quite happy about that. So I'm just going to connect that back on, and I shall come back to you and we'll try and fire it up and hope for the best. I need to fix my Alfa key. I started freaking recording the second I freaking dropped the key. Right. Push rail on. There we go. I just needed to freaking knock it in with a freaking screwdriver. Oh, nice and tight now. So, that's my freaking phone screwdriver. I have the key. The rail's connected. Now see what she sounds like. Immobilizer off. Immobilizer's off. Key in. Foot on the brake. Go for start. And the engine isn't minimum. I've actually put some oil in it. Go for start. Oh yes, baby. Have engine checked. Well, yeah, I have things not connected, and bizarre how I can't rev it. That could be for a number of reasons. I'm quite happy with that though. That sounds pretty healthy. That genuinely sounds healthy, that. Yeah. Starting to get a bit of a shake, but that's probably down to me freaking having all my pipes open. Yeah, I'm happy with the noise of that though. It's really quiet as well for a diesel. Job's a good one, I think, there, guys. I'm gonna turn it off now. So what I had to do, the reason why I couldn't rev it is because I didn't have the freaking intake pipe on, which, thinking about it, makes sense on a diesel because you need it. So I've quickly just pushed the intake pipe on, not secured it, but pushed it on so it can feed the air correctly. Sounds healthy. And more importantly, I can do this. Which is awesome. And I can hear the turbo going psst, too. So, yep, impressed. Right, I'll turn it off now because now I've done. Finito! Finito for tonight anyway. So, well happy with that. I am back on a lovely Saturday morning. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'm going to finally get the Alfa built back up. You remember in the last part of the video, which you should do because it's only seconds ago for you, where it was a couple of days ago for me. So I'll find the flap. I connected this pipe on, but I need to clamp it on down there, build up the battery tray and all that area, and I'm also going to drop the oil and put a new oil filter in it. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm not joking, guys, this has been the hardest freaking sump I've ever undone. I've had to have 2 spanners on it, WD'd it, I've whacked the crap out of this to try and freaking break it. It's been so freaking tight. I was almost scared that I wasn't going to be able to drop the oil, but I just need to get my freaking socket off now, but the oil is going to come out now, which is good. You can see it's just starting to trickle out now. Then I've put these gloves on, because this is a right pain in the ass to get to. You can just shoot out straight at the freaking subframe, innit? You know what, might leave it like that for a bit. So I've just had to nip out to go and change my filter, because the one that supposedly fits this car, that one, does not fit my car, and it's not the one that came out either. Notice how it's got this like little black nipple on the end of it. So can't change it because I tried to fit it, so I had to go and buy the other one, which is this one, which is what came out of it, with 2 oil seals. So I'm gonna get that fitted because I've actually undone it. It's down, you can't even see it on camera. It's down there. Housing's on the floor, I think, at the moment. No, it's not. Oh, there's the housing. There's the housing. So I'm gonna get that belt up, put back on the car, nice and tight, and then get it filled up with oil. That's got the heat shield to put on now. If you can tell down there, but the oil filter's back on now. Hand tight, of course. Hand tight. So everything is back on, heat shield's on. One more bracket to put on under here, which connects from there to... I've lost where it goes now. There. I couldn't even see it because exhaust. And one more nut there. Other than that, everything's done. So while I'm under here, I've been... Oh, I've lost me a rag. Give me a rag. I've been wiping up anything that's a bit oily and a bit wet. And I say oil, it's not oil, it's actually diesel that's leaking from the injectors up at the top. So that'll be another job that we need to do. I've got my kind of my underseal. I've cleaned off the best I can with my wire brush, all the loose stuff. So I'm just going to give things a bit of a spray and cover them up, but because it's a bit cramped under here, I'm going to have to put the camera away. Sorry guys, but I'll show you once I've coated everything. Well, I didn't realise it was going to spray all over my bloody hand. But it's now black under there, which is nice. Hopefully that's going to help coat it, but later down the line I'll check on it, and if needs be I'll coat it again. Need to top up the oil now, so that's what I'm going to do. Where's my oil? Ah, oil. So I'm going to grab this, I'm going to top it up with 4.5 litres worth of oil, and then we'll go for the start again. And hopefully it should be fine now. I'm going to get the engine cooler put back on, which is looking good. Well impressed. Get rid of my tools off the top of the engine as well. I have tools everywhere. Oh, and there was one wondering, I think I said it earlier in the video, I won't be putting the undercover back on, the under tray, because it holds in water and helps rot the subframe. So I'd rather just run without it. So that's what I'm going to do, I'm going to run without it. So I'm going to get this oil topped up now. Now I've got rid of all my tools. Well, that's not good. The freaking ring pull things fell off the oil. So it's not even freaking open. I need a knife. A screwdriver. This is ridiculous. I should not have to work in these conditions. Right, at least we've got the neck out now. Right. Better. Now we're going for the paw, guys. Oh, this doesn't look well already. I'm miles away. Slowly. Slowly. Yeah, first time. Oh, I dripped. I dripped. So supposedly it wants 4.6 litres according to the guy where I got the oil from. I will give him a shout out. Otley Auto Factors SAS. They've always got what I want. They even got me the master cylinder for the Supra when no one else could, so I'll always go to them guys. That's just a shout out for me. I don't get anything for it. Just, I really rate them. Can I do this without it going away? Yeah, check me out. I got skills. What are you gonna do about it? Yep, I've got about half a litre left, so that was pretty good timing with that. I'll get this on. Get the engine cover on and get it fired up. So, ready to fire it up now. Loving it. I'm leaving it idling for a bit because I want it to get nice and hot so it can burn the residue oil out of the exhaust, because it does smoke a bit out the back still. That's because it needs to empty the exhaust, I suppose, and what oil's in the DPF and the cap just needs to be burnt off. What I have noticed is 3 of my electric windows work, but the driver's one does not. Okay, I'm just like deja vu, Project Shed all over again. So at some point now, because I want my electric window to work, especially now it's freaking hot and sunny, we'll be changing the window regulator. Or, well, the motor's working, I can hear the motor's working, but it sounds very grindy in there. I don't know what's happened. So that is another job. Woo! My folding mirrors work. I need some new mirror glass on them though, look. Anyway, this has been it, because I don't know how long this video is changing this turbo. I've took my time with it, I've done it over a couple of days, and I've enjoyed doing it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the process of me doing that. I'm happy now I have a working Alfa. Bit annoyed that I have a broken window. But it's not something we can't fix, is it, guys? Let's be honest. So I'm going to sit and enjoy the comfort of my Alfa for a little bit longer, and I'll let you guys go. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. And if you like the video, share it with a friend. Who knows, you know. Any mod suggestions, also let me know. Leave it in the comment below. Thanks, guys. See you soon. Stay humble. Bye. So then, guys, I need to add this bit of footage in because I've actually rebuilt the car, put all the turbo and that back on, and I've had it running, and it drives. Not driven it properly, but it drives. What I forgot to do is remove the intercooler and empty out any oil in it, which I really should do. So, back on this video that I've just built it all back up, I'm adding this in at the end. The car is back in the air. And I'm just in process of taking the bumper off, which is a bolt in each arch, a couple of screws in each arch. That should push forwards now. Alright, will do. And then some bolts underneath to get the bumper off so I can get to the intercooler. I cannot believe that I forgot that. And I'd actually made this video and it was ready to release on Friday the last day of May, 31st. But I messed it up. So I'm going to get this bumper off and have a look at this intercooler. Can't believe I've done that. Oh no, her nose has fell off. Her nose. I decided that I'm going to give this car a name. And going off the colour, it's a little bit beigey, sandy, grey colour. So say hello to Sandy. That is her name. She is Sandy. Bumper is off. I had to disconnect a couple of cables on this side. Not quite sure how this helps me get access to the intercooler. Because the intercooler is behind the aircon radiator, which is knackered, by the way. But I need to be able to get to it, and I think I can, and I think it drops out the bottom. I'm not 100% sure, but we're one step closer to getting the intercooler out. And at this rate, we'll be working on into the night. So I removed the plastic cowling, which is that black cowling just there, which was around the radiators. Took off that air intake pipe, so I can, you know, actually see what I was trying to do and get that cowling out. Now I think it's just a bolt there, bolt there, bolt there, bolt there, and the pipes each side. Then I think it's going to drop out. Might have to take these off, which I'm a bit scared about because they're as rusty as anything. But if I have to, I will do. Bloody hell, it's getting dark now, guys. Damn it, what am I doing here? That needs to go down. What? It's not as much as I was expecting. All that effort for that. I think there's more in the bloody pipe. That'll do. That'd be very... We have white spirit in the intercooler in an attempt to try and clean some of it out. Can't really hear it. You can just hear a little... I tell you what, this intercooler is bigger than I was expecting it to be. Good old Alfa. Right, I'm going to try and pour it into here. You're going to try and like record me as I pour it. So I thought we had more in it than that. Come out, you bastard. Well, I'd like to think it was somewhat cleaner in there. Yeah, the end of the pipe's cleaner. Got to rebuild the fucking air. You can stop recording, Chris. You guys may have missed a bit because my battery died on my camera. So what I'm actually doing now I've cleaned the intercooler out. You can see the oil in that there. Intercooler's back on, piping's back on and nice and tight. Got rid of the horrible clamp that side because I don't like them. Replaced it with a Jubilee one. About ready, I think, to put the bumper back on. Oh no, I've got that plastic surround to put on, then it's the bumper. But because I had access to the airbox, I had an air filter, I just needed to put it in. But, sorry, I can only apologise, but look how clean that air filter is. It's now sealed in the box. Which was knackered, by the way. There's holes in the box. And some of the screws are missing, so I've ended up tie wrapping it to try and keep one side down, because the screws one side, the snap toe the other side. And yeah, so there's a tie wrap there holding it, which is fine because it's nice and tight now. But look at the state of the old filter. Look how black it is. Granted, it is a K&N air filter, so I want to hang on to it and see if it can be cleaned up, but I'm not. I'm just going to bin it. I'm not that fussed. But look, there's a nice new man air filter in. So now I need to get the airbox back on as well. That's what's missing on the left hand side. Also notice I have no freaking washer fluid, so I'm going to top that side up as well when I've done. So it's got washer fluid in it. And with a bit of luck it'll all be back together and I can start driving it from tomorrow. Maybe. Who knows? Don't know. But that's where I'm at the moment. Yeah, so fingers crossed we get it done. So we've now come to the end of this video for the second time. The car is back together. It's got its tool up. I don't know why I'm showing you because you can't really see anything, but it's all back together. All the bumpers on, all screwed on. I'll tell you what, these bumpers are going so much better than like Vauxhalls and stuff like that. Everything just lines up perfectly and everything's where you left it. If that makes sense. Like all the screws, holes and stuff like that. It's freaking awesome. But she's back together. Hopefully I'm going to get it in for its MOT tomorrow, which is Saturday. And then we can hopefully drive it and have some mad fun with it. Either way, I'm well happy with how easy it went back together. I think I need to move that bumper a little bit. Look, we're flush there, but we're not flush there. So I just need to give it a knock back. And that's apparently the technical way to do it as well. So I'm going to get that done. Either way, the end of the video again. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Make sure if you haven't already, like and subscribe and leave me some mod suggestions in the comments. And fingers crossed, we'll get them done. So goodbye for the second time. Bye people. Stay humble.